I made a mistake with Shaman King, so sit back, kick up, and let's go talk about this. Hello, beautiful humans. Let me tell you about something about Shaman King. When it first came out on Netflix, it was like what, 12 or 14 episodes, however the amount. And then I started like doing like YouTube videos of two since the new expansion came out. But I did not realize that it said like 50 some odd episodes. I think it's like 54. I'm over here doing like, oh, 16 and 17, 18 and 19. Yeah, two at a time. Yeah, that's not working for me because it would take me ages. So today is going to be through episodes 19 through 23. So today's episode is going to be 19 through 23. I know it's a lot, but at the same exact time, we're just going to hit the main points, right? And we're going to start off with none other than, oh my goodness, Joco. I was very surprised that they gave 2 episodes to him, but I'm really happy that they did because they showed his background, they showed where he's from. Yes, he has killed people. Yes, he has a very hard life, but the main important part is it took one person that believed in him to change his actual essence, to see the real light in him. On top of that, not only that, he could also see the spirit that was next to this man as well, and he created a new mentor. And though unfortunately for Joco, his life hasn't been that easy because everybody that he's loved, he's lost through death for the most part. It still did not hold him back to where he wanted to be. And that's what I really liked about these 2 episodes. And I also liked the way his power kind of worked and he integrated it with his body, how fast he moved, and how he's willing to be funny at his own expense. And that is something I can relate to in that small facet of this character, and that's what I really like. So if you can relate to this character at all, let me know down in the comments. What do you think about Joco? And I'm excited to see what else he can do later on in the future. Because if that's all he really has, I think he has a little bit of ways to go before he can kind of keep up with everybody else. But at the present time, I'm enjoying what he's doing, and I would not want to see anything else any kind of different. Now with Peyote Diaz, who Joco faced, he is a very interesting character. I love the representation of different cultures, but it almost felt a little bit racist. Now, the only reason why I'm saying it's not is because not everybody can be good. However, it was a little bit of a reach if you know anything about the Day of the Dead or Mexican culture that celebrates this environment. It's the passing and not forgetting your history or where you're from or who came before you and things like that. In this case, it was like kind of the opposite. It's like you weren't holding them in memory, you were holding them kind of like their spirits in enslavement and forcing them to do things that they necessarily don't want to do. That is the same thing for everybody that's evil. And I think the only person who technically doesn't do that is Red. But either way, I really did kind of like the power. I didn't necessarily think it was 100% fleshed out, but it was still kind of enjoyable to see that fight. I just wish I could have saw a little bit more. But of course, our main focus for this episode was Joco, and I'm kind of glad that they kind of stuck to it. I just wish they would have given a little bit more to Peyote Diaz, because I would have just liked to see more of what he could do if he had more power or something else that would potentially create a fear of, oh my goodness, I really can't beat you, other than, hey, if I hit these two guys one more time, they're just gonna happen to die. Now the X-Laws, ooh, I'm kind of in a weird place with them, and let me know down in the comments if you feel the same way. I thought they were like a Christian based group, but then at the same time, when I saw the Iron Maiden and I saw her like powers and whatnot, it was like very torture divisive. I tried to look up a couple things and to see if it matched, and I just really wasn't too sure about it. And I was trying to think to myself, oh my goodness, literally you are a masochist, like on a literal terms, not a metaphorical terms. I mean, she's literally in an iron casket with spikes going into her body. How is that even comfortable whatsoever? And I mean, not even comfortability, but that kind of shows the wrong thing, that you are going to hurt yourself in order to pay for the sins of other people, or so that that necessarily doesn't make sense to me. I think it's giving the wrong message. So definitely not my most favorite character, I will say that. But her power is literally insane. It is all about torture and pain and, making sure that you are not going to get back up from anything that she does. So is she powerful? Sure. Is anyone that's going to face are going to have a very hard time? I believe so. Do I think Hao is really worried about it? No, not in the nearest. So I don't think he's really scared of her at all. In fact, he probably could beat her with his eyes closed. Now moving over to this overpowered Funbari Osen team, which is Yoh, Faust, and none other than Wooden Sword Ryu. And all three of them, literally, I guess, over a couple weeks or a couple months, however long it took to them to get to their new destination, whatever training that they had from Anna literally boosted their power beyond belief. And I'm just sitting here going, I thought you could never raise your mana or grow it, but I guess you can mature it. I don't know. I'm a little confused because in the beginning, like the first 14 episodes, they say, oh, the mana you're born with is the mana you have, and you can't really get it bigger. But I guess in a way you really can. And he has gotten a lot stronger, and they did feel cocky. And one thing I did like about this episode is that finally Yoh put himself in first gear and it says, hey, I'm ready to go. I need to be the Shaman King. There's no way I cannot be the Shaman King. And I was like, yes, this is about time. So I don't think he's going to play around no more. Now, does he still keep to the, hey, I'm passive and hey, you know, it is what it is. It'll be what it be. Yes, he still does. And I kind of like that aspect. I've gotten used to it. But there's also another look into his eyes. He respects the power that he has, and he loves the respective choices that people are making. And that's what was so cool about this whole entire thing. And I can't wait to watch past episode 23 because he met up with Lyserg at the end. So going into episode 24, I'm kind of hoping we find out what they talked about, if anything at all, because I know the team's not going to be involved, but either way, we're going to find out. So let me know down in the comments what you think about these last few episodes or what happened during these fights, or if you think I missed anything kind of important whatsoever. And as usual, beautiful humans, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, hit that like button because, you know, it helps me out with that YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to click the bell notification for every time I post. You won't miss literally nothing. And most importantly, don't forget to kick up and not down. And I'll see you the next time I post. Peace.